I am Donovan Smith, and this is my Module 3 video. I'll start out with a quick part from our text, and this goes along with religion and race being intertwined. And this part really caught my attention, and it'll lead to the rest of my video. And the part is, it comes from the faces of religious oppression and specifically exploitation. And it says, in colonial America, as private farmers grew larger and farmers needed more cheap laborers to cultivate the land and tend the crops, many white landowners turned increasingly to the slave trade for their labor. Race and religion were intertwined as justifications for slavery in the Americas, where heathen black Africans were stolen from their homelands and forced into slavery for the remainder of their lives. And this that part really hit me, and I understood it at first, but just seeing it within the book and seeing how it really brings in race and religion and actually gives and it's a foundation to where this is part of history, and seeing where it comes from is just very eye-opening. Also, another thing that I'll touch on is on campus, how can we make multiple religions feel, how can we make multiple religious traditions feel welcome? And a way that I believe that we can do that is basically by really just reaching out. We also can start with maybe like surveys or different things like that to see exactly what the community and what the campus community really wants. And we can go from several different religious backgrounds and try to get a better understanding of what they're about and see where they're coming from, because I feel that we all can help out each other, and becoming more mindful and understanding of another culture and another religion could help us also in the long run. So I believe that it could really start with maybe surveys, something like a small luncheon, just to help people become mindful, and with pamphlets and different things like that to see exactly the different religious types that we have here on campus and what we can possibly do for them as well. And I know that we could possibly it could possibly also start within the dorm rooms as well, because we do have a high percentage of students who stay on campus, so that could possibly come from the resident assistant creating programs, or just getting a feel for that the students that's in that dorm, because if we break it down and do it specifically, we can see see what religious populations we have from each dorm. Then we can bring those together to create a bigger population and as a university as a whole. And we can also reach out to the off-campus students as well to just bring everybody in, and so we can see exactly what type of different religious backgrounds and traditions we have here at UNCW. So no one can judge another religion or say, hey, why do you guys do that? And if they do say that, then this is the type of atmosphere that will be welcomed in. This is for questions. Maybe we want to learn more about that religion, so we can create the atmosphere for us to be able to ask questions and make sure that we're not offending people as well. And also, students from non-dominant sexual identities, how can we explore their identities and they feel safe as well? Here on campus, we do have the LGBTQIA office, and they are a big resource for our LGBTQIA community. And they have their own offices. Basically, if a student doesn't feel welcome or is having trouble really integrating themselves within the campus atmosphere, and they're one of these identities, then they can come to these offices and receive further help, maybe more pamphlets or something like that. But we do have a specific office for these identities to feel welcome here on campus. And that's another thing that I really like about campus as well. Also, with those identities, I know that we have a few brochures in the Office of Admission that that we can take on the road to really talk about that as well. So we're recruiting students, but at the same time, we're letting them know that everyone's welcome. We do have several things in place for unrepresented populations, and maybe that could be some type of pamphlet that we can take on the road also to create a better environment and see exactly what our students, what religion our students really fall behind. And also, and last but not least, I'll answer the question: how can groups with perspectives that markedly contrast in society not just coexist, but both be celebrated in those spaces? And I would think that this could be a different type of campus program that we could implement, or just some type of luncheon, some type of gathering to where we can really acknowledge everyone. It doesn't matter what type of religion you're from or what type of race you're from. If we can just come in on common grounds, I think that'll be a start. For example, we could say that this is what it's based on. We're gonna talk about religion and race, but we have to bring everybody in on some type of different circumstance. For example, we can implement some type of activity, maybe a kickball tournament or something to where we can get everyone mingling together, and then we can go from there. Because if we can get people to realize that, it's not always based on the skin color or the religion, is really based on that person at heart and what they have to offer from there. So if we can just slightly try to take out the religion and race for a second and just bring everybody in and let everyone see how it could really work. Maybe you're Christian, but you're hanging with atheist people or something. We might not know that when we first get there, but everybody's mingling, and then we can break down to specifically see where everyone's coming from and what different cultures they represent and what they have to offer as well.